Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your host, Deion. Guys, be ready. My Week 6 takeaways come up a little later. And then we'll recap the Ford Game of the Week telecast.
Just a great concentration by Angelo Rankin.
First up, though, Angelo Rankin Jr. Oklahoma football fans know him as number 23 for the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. And you don't know this, but he got his start playing basketball athletically. And then he turned to the football field. Well, let's get to know Angelo Rankin. My man, Angelo Rankins from Edmond Santa Fe is here to talk with us today. Angelo, how's it going, dog?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad, man. So pretty good start to the season. I checked out your game last week. I mean, what y'all did down there in Moore was pretty impressive, putting up that 69 piece. How did it feel to get that W?
It felt good because, even with the wins we've had this season, we haven't felt like we felt like we could have did better in those wins. So it felt good to just, really, I wouldn't say do our full potential, but just, really get a good win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it was a good win. Y'all put up a bunch of points, and it was really fun watching you and those Wolves take it down. So let's get to know you a little bit, though. I mean, tell me about yourself. How did you start playing football?
Well, I'm originally from Wichita, Kansas, and I moved down here when I was about, like 9 years old. And I was a hooper, believe it or not. And I didn't really like a lot of contact. And I had a friend, he thought I was fast, and he played for a team called the Ravens. And he was like, give it a shot. And I said, I did it. And ever since then, I just fell in love with it. At first, I didn't really like the contact, so my speed, it just carried me. But the contact kind of came with it. But that's how I really started getting into football.
So what age was that when you started playing ball?
I was in 5th grade, so I was about, I don't know the exact age, but I know it was 5th grade.
Okay. So what in basketball, you still hoop?
I mean, I do it for fun. I can still hoop good, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's just like a side hobby.
All right, let's get into some hooping real quick. I mean, who's your team out here in the NBA?
Well, I mean, I don't really got no favorite team, to be honest with you. My favorite player, though, is Derrick Rose.
Okay. I mean, Derrick Rose battled through a lot of injury and a lot of adversity. I mean, what about his game do you appreciate?
I mean, I just like how he's so explosive and quick, and like he's just explosive and athletic, and I like that. He can punch on somebody, and he's really unguardable. He's still unguardable now, but he probably don't got the acrobatic stuff, but he's still a bucket.
A bucket indeed, my man. Speaking of being explosive and just a quickness, I mean, your game kind of correlates to D Rose's game on the basketball court on the football field. I mean, I've seen your highlights and the way you carry the ball. I mean, when you put your foot in the ground, you be getting up and going. Tell me, is that something that you're trying to emulate?
I mean, pretty much, anybody I look up to, I try to play like them in a way, or just, carry it, like you said, how he does on the court onto the field. So I definitely, do that and try to have that in my head.
All right. I mean, if you could pick one NFL or college player that you've tried to mirror your game after, who would that be? I mean, somebody that, plays the same position, or you just, look and say, man, that guy can do some things with the rock in his hand. I want to be like that guy.
Well, I would say college and NFL, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. I've been getting to him and just really watching him. We're about the same size in a way, same position. He's very versatile. I like to call myself versatile. And, he's great. So I like him a lot.
I mean, the way you attack the ball on the defensive side of the field, I mean, it's pretty Honey Badger-esque. I can say that. Speaking of that, I mean, how is that as far as playing offense and defense for the Edmond Santa Fe? I mean, is there a specific spot you like better, or is there a situation where you could see yourself playing both? I mean, which side do you prefer?
I mean, I can't even really say a side. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I say with defense, I can always, I can make the plays. With offense, it comes with different type of things. But, I mean, I don't know. I like offense a lot and I like defense a lot. It's a pretty hard question for me, though.
All right, we'll say it's a push. We'll say it's a push. You know me, though. I'm rocking with the defense all day. I'm not even going to lie about it. So the way you play the cornerback position, I like it. I like it a lot.
Appreciate it.
So at the next level, what do you think will be the ideal position that you play?
I think I'll end up going with playing DB, and then I can still do special teams just because I like how DB's so hard, and I feel like to be a great DB, it's not too many good DBs in my opinion. And, I want to be a different type of DB that comes into the next level.
Angelo recently committed to Navy, then quickly decommitted. We'll talk to him about that whole process and how his recruiting is going after these messages. Tonight, the Ford Game of the Week will feature Muskogee at Choctaw. Steve Marshall and I will have the call at 7 p.m. on YurView Channel 3. When we get back, Ford High School Weekly will continue. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking to Edmond Santa Fe's Angelo Rankin. I know you've got a lot of schools, vying for your talents and interested in you playing for their university. Tell me about how that recruiting process has been and what schools you're looking at and who's interested in you.
At first it was pretty fun and just kind of like crazy. Like it just came so fast, and then it just kind of started getting overwhelming because it was just everywhere. But it's a fun process. But right now, looking at me and that I'm looking at Naval Academy, of course, Army, Wake Forest has been talking to me. But pretty much just all the other people that let's see. I haven't really been talking to too many schools lately because I just started opening my recruitment again. So it kind of settled back down, but it's starting to open back up again. But that's pretty good school so far. Wake Forest is a new school.
Yeah, so I saw that you decommitted from the Naval Academy for here recently. What came into that decision and what's that all about?
Well, I just kind of felt like I can go higher in my talents, and I actually talked to Justin Bros at OU, and he was just like, don't ever set yourself to a certain goal, keep pushing higher. And, that kind of just kind of told me, I'm like, I feel like I can go higher, but I still got a lot of love for them. I'm not, not putting them down or anything, but, if I can keep the relationship open or have new relationships coming, I want to do that.
So is there any particular school that you're looking at? Or, first of all, tell me how that decommitting process was, because we've already talked to guys so much about, how that commitment was, how the process of being recruiting was, but talk about a little bit about how it was to decommit, the conversation you had with the coaching staff, and what was that, kind of process like?
I was actually kind of nervous at first, but the coaches there were, they weren't weird about it. I thought they were going to be like weird and like I didn't really know what to expect, but they were real cool about it. They wanted to keep the relationship open, and it was pretty smooth. They kind of respected it in a way. We still talk to this day, so the relationship is still there for sure.
The way you play, I'm pretty sure they're hoping and crossing their fingers that you decide to commit once again and decide to play for the Naval Academy. So I'm sure they'll be fine for a little while.
Yeah.
But as far as the other schools that you're talking about, I noticed that, Cornell and Dartmouth and schools like that were also interested in you pretty heavily. Tell me about your interest in those, Ivy League schools.
I talked to Dartmouth. I should have added that to my list too. They actually been talking to me again. I like their campus a lot. I like their football team. The coaches up there are pretty cool. It's pretty. It's a nice. I like Dartmouth a lot. Cornell, I haven't really talked to them in a while, but I like Dartmouth a lot.
So is that something that's pretty important to you, the whole academic aspect of all that?
I can say that. I definitely take school serious, but I think football pushes me more to take academics seriously because I don't think without football I would take it as serious, to be honest with you. So, it's definitely important to me, but I think the football is still just, it's levels to it.
I feel you on that, man. You gotta make those grades to play. I was kind of the same situation, man. And education is very important. I don't want to tell you right now, education is taking me a lot farther, but football has opened so many doors. So always take advantage of those opportunities when they come to you.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so the season, how was it playing on Monday night and then the following week playing on a Saturday? What was that experience like for you?
Well, I actually didn't get to play on that Monday night, but I saw it on TV and I asked them about it. They said they liked it a lot. But the Saturday, I loved it. It kind of made it seem like college in a way, and it still low-key felt like a Friday night. But it was the weather was perfect. The fans were there. We were all still hyped. I loved it. Still had time in the day too.
And you played a pretty good game too. I remember that touchdown pass that you caught there late in the second half. Pretty impressive. I'm sure those Saturdays seem to be in your liking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, what are you looking forward to with the rest of the season and going forward from this standpoint with the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves?
Man, just taking one game at a time. I think last year we would kind of get ahead of ourselves and just not overlook teams that weren't that good. But this year we're taking each game one at a time, one quarter at a time, one play at a time, and just doing that till we get to that gold ball.
Speaking of the gold ball, I mean, what are some things that you individually have to improve on and your team together has to improve on to, make that playoff push?
I think me personally, I think I just got to keep staying, watching film. Penalties, I think penalties for me has been a big thing. And as a team, like together, we've been doing a lot of penalties and just staying focused, really. I'm going to keep working hard and the team's going to keep working hard, but I think penalties, we just clean our game up, will be good.
And one last question for you, Angelo. I see you rocking the number 23 on your chest right there. Tell me about that. You don't see a lot of football players rocking the number 23. Basketball, you see it every day because of Michael Jordan and everything. But the 23, what does that mean to you and why do you rock it?
23 is just a number I've worn since I was little. I definitely got it from Michael Jordan from playing basketball because that's what I started with. And I just rocked with it. My first year of football, 23. I just, fell in love with it. So it's something simple, but, it means a lot to me.
I feel you. Man, y'all got a lot of talent over there at Edmond Santa Fe. So I'm guessing y'all do a lot of, competing on the practice field as well. Tell me about some of your teammates and the success that y'all have had in this upcoming season.
So, at practice, we battle, me and Tyler, of course. He's had a lot of success. Colin Oliver, James Burnett, Ethan Hyde is on the come up. And it's a lot more players that just, starting to get a lot of success coming. And, that comes from us just battling in practice every day and just wanting each other to get better. Nobody's selfish.
Angelo's going to land on his feet in a good situation. You can bet on that. Tonight, the Ford Game of the Week will feature Muskogee at Choctaw. Steve Marshall and I will have the call at 7 p.m. on YurView Channel 3. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Last Friday, Steve Marshall and I called the Norman North and Moore game. It was a back-and-forth battle, but you can see how it ended for yourself.
Good performance tonight as we take a look at the highlights from this contest here this evening, and we've got plenty of them to show you.
Yeah, we certainly do. It starts off with Trevillison knocking it into the end zone. Great blocking by the offensive line, open up big holes, and he just walks right in. But Moore answers back with a touchdown to the tight end, Jay Hughes, making it look easy, and then watch Trevillison bounce it to the outside, find the sideline, turn on the extra gear, throw up the peace sign, and get into the end zone for the touchdown. And he wasn't done. I'm telling you guys, it was a performance of a lifetime for this kid. Another touchdown, his third of the night, turning on the speed once again, and the defenders couldn't touch down. He looks back and says, "Where y'all at? Y'all ain't touching me." But Moore would answer back with a big, strong touchdown from young Earl Campbell himself, Pittman, as he struts into the end zone. And then Hayes showing off the speed, touching the outside, shoestring tackle, not gonna bring me down. Number 20 into the end zone, and he celebrates with his teammates. Hey man, this game is fun. But to tie it up with the 2-point for conversion, it's Pittman. He goes in, offensive line. pat on the back all the way across, creating a new line of scrimmage, and they get into the end zone. And here's their touchdown that really is the one that's incredible. Ties up the game. It's a fumble, and it gets into the end zone. And here right now is our Cox play of the game. Check out zone read. Defensive end goes down on the running back. Romaldo pulls it, gets into the end zone, and goes for the tutty for the win. Check it out. Pulls it, gets into the end zone, and calls his own number when they need it the most.
That's our play of the game, brought to you by Cox, and a 35-28 final score with Norman North coming out on top. Improves their record to 3-2 on the year. The Moore Lions fall to 1-4.
The number 23. That could be a connection between a good number and a good player. Well, check out my takeaways and we can check on that a little later. Meanwhile, Mike Ziegenhorn and Rob Thompson covered the district game between Sand Springs and Booker T. Washington.
Hornets making a pretty big statement.
Boy, impressive win for head coach Jonathan Brown and his Booker T. Washington Hornets on homecoming. As we said, not the traditional field, but definitely didn't expect this out of this matchup with Sand Springs playing the way they were, being at the top of the district standings. But, oh, man, all around great game for Booker T. Washington. You didn't know what was coming when, you know, starting running back being out, a lot of guys out, but an all-around great effort. Lathan Boone offensively, he's growing as a quarterback, only a sophomore, but passing and running, and then defensively, so many weapons on that side of the ball for Booker T. Washington Hornets. An impressive win for Booker T. Let's see how they continue to add to the momentum as they continue to make runs in district play.
Take a look at the highlights from tonight's game, and a lot of offense from Booker T. and big-time defense as well. But Lathan Boone, Rod, you talked about what he did right out of the gate. He was throwing the ball downfield.
Yes, he was. And find his man, Jordan Drew. I'll call him Mr. Video Game. That's what he looks like when he's running so fast, so explosive. And how about this guy getting it done early? Deion McKinney, that's Junior right there, getting it done. Now Boone, there you see him, watch him using the wheels, looking downfield. This is a big-time play right there that he just made, using his legs, but still looking downfield. And then he's going to find Prudhomme breaking tackles over the middle. Prudhomme had a big game also for the Hornets. Then defensively, coming up, look at the pressure. Orange everywhere. Hey, and Mr. Arkansas, Pig Suey right there. Kewan Parker, you know, coming away with that interception for the Hornets after that pressure that they were able to apply on Sand Springs, and they keep it going. This man again getting it done. Deion McKinney Jr., that's Junior right there, in the end zone again, making it happen. The sophomore stepping up and taking advantage of opportunities. He wasn't done yet. The nice moves, gonna get hit pay dirt again. And he was coming up big for the Hornets. You think they were finished? Big time play right there. Tiger. There's that man, Demetrius Prudhomme again. Tiger with the slam down. Prudhomme able to run it in. Again, they just keep applying pressure. This time, running over right there, Ahmad Scott, able to come away with the interception. Now looking downfield, and boy, mama, there goes that man. Jordan Drew right there, again with the nice catch. And our man Lathan Boone putting it on the money. Then he says, I'm not done. I'm going to find Mr. Teague, who we highlighted, and then let this guy get in a little bit. Isaac Covington, yeah, he's only a freshman. Big time. Remember the name. You'll be seeing it a lot.
Man, those Hornets were on a roll. Coming up next, we'll keep it rolling on Ford High School Weekly with my takeaways from last Friday's games. Can sting. Friday night, the Booker T. Hornets got off to a big start and never looked back. How about a 50-yard pass from Lathan Boone to Demetrius Prudhomme?
Second down pass across the middle. Demetrius Prudhomme, touchdown for the Hornets, just like that.
How about Prudhomme?
A little later, Prudhomme tips a pass and Kewan Parker with the interception.
And caught.
Deion McKinney Jr., a 29-yard touchdown.
Here's a nice run.
There's another guy getting it done.
McKinney again.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
We just going to go with DJ.
There you go.
DJ all day getting it done. Deion McKinney Jr.
And how about Amandre Tiger with the sack? And there's Demetrius Prudhomme to scoop it up and score with a 35-yard touchdown.
Pennington sacked and fumbled.
How about that?
Prudhomme with the pickup and the score. Scoop and score for the Hornets.
I'm telling you, these Hornets can sting. Now be sure to check out YurView.com/OK for replays and highlights. And remember, guys, only the best in Oklahoma come to the Ford High School Weekly. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'm your host, Deion.